Hey everybody, thank you for joining in tonight. Tonight we're going to take a look at the Sigelei J150 that I got in from healthcabin.net. You can find healthcabin.net on the web at www.healthcabin.net.com. You can also find them on Facebook. I'll leave all their links down below. You've seen me do quite a few different reviews from them. They sell a whole bunch of different mods over there. They're starting to sell juice. They sell all different types of accessories. They sell different atomizers. They have a lot of stuff over there. Great pricing onto it. A lot of stuff that you can get. You can get it on pre-order, so you can order it before it even hits the market. They're really good. And remember, if you spend over $29.99, you're going to get free shipping. And if you use code TOM10, just like it says right there, you'll get an additional 10% off. This retails on their website for $65.90. And like I said, it is on pre-order right now. But this is a type of mod that it will you can go. It has your power mode. It has different temperature control modes. It'll support stainless steel 304, 316, 317. It's got all your different TCR modes. It has a TFR mode. It'll also do titanium. It'll do nickel. This thing is quite a little compact thing. It has a built-in 2000 Li-ion battery, polymer battery into it. It's so there's no batteries to replace or anything. You just plug it in, charge it, and forget about it until the next day. There's a couple things I don't like about it. There's quite a few things I love about it. And but only way to get up and close and personal with it and check it all out is meet me down below. So go grab a vape and a drink and meet me down there. Alright, so here we are down below here, and this is the way it comes into here. This came in to me as a sample, so this is just a plain white wrapper. I don't believe this is what you're going to be receiving it in. This was sent, like I said, as a sample. So let's open this up here. And there's the beauty. The Sigelei J150. Let's move that to the side, see what else is in here. The only thing else that came into here, there's no instructions, no nothing. Again, this was sent to me as a sample, and it's clearly marked as a sample. We'll go over that in a few. Like I said, there's nothing else into here, but they did send the charging cord, the USB charging cord for this. So let's get these out of the way here. Nothing else too exciting there because there's nothing else there. So let's take a look at the mod here, and you see it clearly says J150 Sigelei onto it. Here is your fire button, your up and down buttons, and your OLED screen, and your USB port. On this side here, it does say sample, and you see that this has a manual on-off switch, so you don't do the 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. We'll go over what you do with your fire button to go through all your menu. But to turn the unit on and off, that'll turn it on, and of course, that'll turn it off. On the bottom, you got all your venting over here. It's very nice, very comfortable in the hand. Got some weight to it. It is a zinc alloy body all the way through. It is an adjustable, spring-loaded 510. Let's see if I can. It is a spring-loaded and adjustable 510 onto that here. The overall dimensions onto this here, it is 81.2 from top to bottom, 47.5 across the front, and 25 millimeters across the top here. So you can get all the way up to 25 millimeter. It's going to look nice and flush onto it. And if you notice here, it's got a nice little, the rest of the body has like a little contour down, but up here where your atomizer sits, it's kind of raised up a little bit, so everything is going to look nice and flush onto it. Big thumbs up onto that. This only does come in 2 different colors. This one is the red and black, but it also comes in just the reverse of black and red. This has the same switch as the chip switch is the Sigelei 213. This has a dual internal Li-ion polymer battery, so you don't need to replace the batteries. It's built in onto this here. This does have dual battery voltage monitoring, so it keeps everything balanced on your charging and on your discharge. They call these buttons here diamond buttons for easy to use and not misfire. They kind of like inset onto here, but very nice, and the way they are, you're not going to get any rattle. And I don't know if you can hear that rattle here, but again, this is a sample That is the battery on the inside, and Sigelei has informed me that the ones that have hit the store do not have that rattle. It's been fixed. This was sent out prior to, I've had this a few weeks, and so before it even hit the market, like I said, this was a sample and I've been playing with it for a while onto it. It is a zinc alloy construction of this here. It does have your wattage range will go from 10 watts to 150 watts. Your temperature range will go from 100 Celsius to 300 Celsius, 200 Fahrenheit to 570 Fahrenheit. Your voltage input will be 6.4 to 8.4 volt. Your voltage output will go from 1 volt all the way up to 7.5 volts. Maximum current is 35 amp. This has power modes of your regular standard power, like this when I turn it on here, your regular power. It does stainless steel, titanium, nickel. It has your TCR and TFR. TFR I'm not too familiar with. We'll go over that more in a few. Your resistance range is 0.1 ohm all the way up to 3 ohm. And again, this will support all your different coils from nickel, chrome, titanium, regular nickel, stainless steel, 304, 316, 317. And it does have your TCR and your TFR settings. And the charger cord that it is a 5 volt 2 amp that is required to charge onto this here. So now let's get into the menu onto it. So to turn this on, you gotta go from off to on, and once you do turn it on, it says Sigelei onto it here. And as you look at the screen, it says that it's got your 65 watts. Let's see if I can bring it up closer for you to 65 watts. And then if you look here, this will tell you your ohms, your voltage, your amps, and your output voltage also. And then on the bottom, it does have your battery indicator onto it. I will tell you one thing, that to charge this up here with the built-in battery onto it, it took 6.5 hours on a fully drained battery to charge this up. But on the positive note, like I've said in other videos, I carry my mod with me all day long because I'm allowed to vape where I work. So I use this constantly, and like I said, I've had it for about 3 weeks. 6.5 hours to charge it, so I usually charge it when I go to bed and just let it go. But I've been getting between 6.5 to almost 8 hours depending on what wattage or temperature control I am using. Majority of the time, depending on what I'm using, for when I'm at work, I'm usually using a tank while I'm at work, so I'm usually running that between 65 and 80 watts depending on what tank and what juice I'm using. So I do get some time out of this here. So let's get into the menu here and let's take a look at this here. And to adjust your up and down, this will go all the way up, and it goes pretty quick, kind of slow. Once you get into the hundreds, it goes into 1 watt increments, but as you're below 100, it goes in 0.1. And it does not round robin. And if you go all the way down, as you can see, it does in 1 watt, but as soon as you go into the under 100 watts, it goes into the 0.1. But it goes pretty quick. It's you know, not going to collect Social Security waiting, but it'll get you there. So let's bring it back up to here. And like I said, we've gone over what the other indicators mean. Alright, to get in your menu here, you're going to hit your fire button here 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then it brings you, it says power. You can go through stainless steel, titanium, NI200, your TCR, and your TFR. Let's go back to the TCR. And you'll see I've been in here a few different times here. You got your memory 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The first one is where I'd set up for some stainless steel. I wanted to see how that was going to work. And the next one was also for a stainless steel. And you can go through Fahrenheit or Celsius. and then you can see I'm in Fahrenheit. So 1, 2, 3, and let's go back into where I was at there, and let's go into mode 2. There's your memory 2, and again, like I said, I was in another stainless steel mode there of 0.115. That was, I think it was 317 I was running onto that. I wanted to try out the TCR modes onto it, so that worked out well. And now to bring it in, there's you click it, it'll bring you into Fahrenheit or Celsius, and let's bring it back to Fahrenheit. Alright, so once you're into this screen here, you can go in and set your temperatures by going up. You could see them at 565 degrees. You can change it all the way up to the max of 570, and it'll go all the way down to 200, and that's because I'm in the Fahrenheit mode. And then if I was going to Celsius again, 1, 2, 3, and then I would go into whatever one I was into. Now the other one, I want to try to see if I can get this back to focus here, and of course it's not gonna, is called the TFR. Now the difference between your TCR and your TCR is you have to do the math to get to your decimal number that you need. Your TFR is, I'm really not too familiar with to give you really any kind of informed information. I don't really know that much about it, but I'm pretty sure you need eScribe, and you need to use the steam engine wire wizard to get what you want. I know you use the curve of the temperature, and it goes through different ones on your temperature to set for your temperature onto it. But like I said, I can't give you that much of a any kind of information, because I really don't, to be honest with you, I don't know much about the TFR. I can do TCR, I'm not familiar with TFR. So let's get back into your power mode there, and now we're back into your power, and let's get into there. And now if you were to put an atomizer onto there, and actually let's throw one onto here. Here's one. It's for, this is the UL Crown version 2, and this has a stainless steel 316 coil into it. So we're into regular wattage mode, and if we wanted to get into your temperature control, you would 1, 2, 3, and you would bring it over to where your second setting there, and that's where your stainless steel, and it gives you 304, 316, or 317. Now like I said, if you had the 316L or the 317L, that's where you would go into your TCR modes, and you could set it up for that. So let's bring it back to your 316, because that's what these are when I purchased them. They are the 316 from UL. So we'll hit that, and again, this will give me the option of either Fahrenheit or Celsius. We're going to be in Fahrenheit, and we're at 200. I like to run, I like a little bit warmer vape, so I usually run it right around 465 degrees. Make sure you set your ohms, so you would hold your positive and negative down together. These two together, it tells you to lock, or if you want to read, so you would first go to your read and hit onto it. It tells you that it's 2.56, and now you would hit lock, and that locks, hold to lock, and that locks that in. So now you're locked into there. We're at your 316, and when you hit your fire button, you can, it says that it's 465 on your Fahrenheit, and it tells you that it's set for the stainless steel 316.27 on your ohms, 96 watts, which it'll adjust to itself, amps and voltage. So if you hold that down, as you can see it firing, but the temperature is not rising because it's self-adjusting it onto there. That's a big plus in itself there also. So I think that's about it. I think I got everything all covered onto here. Let's take it back up to the top, and we'll talk about it. So let's, like I said, let's just take it up to the top, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. So hold on 1 minute, and we'll be right there. Alright, so welcome back up on top. So what do you think of the Sigelei J150? The only issue that I can really see out of this so far, is just like I said, the battery rattle, and Sigelei has already informed me that they have fixed that problem, so what's going into the stores is not going to get that rattle onto it. Like I said, other than that, the only other drawback that I can see is taking 6.5 hours to charge this thing on a completely dead battery, but it was a completely dead battery. It is a 2000 mAh battery, so you're going to get some decent life out of it. And like I said, I carry this thing, and I'm getting, depending on what I'm using, between 6.5 to 8 hours of time, depending on what tank, what voltage, wattage I'm using and whatnot. But like I said, when I'm at work, I'm usually using a tank, so I'm running between 65 and 80 watt, depending on what juice and what tank I'm using, and I'm getting really, really good life out of it. One thing I wanted to show you was, I showed you on there where it was self-adjusting, but when you hit the power button, I'm just going to let you hear it and see if it'll pick it up. Where you hear how it fires up and then it just automatically brings itself down. It regulates it right down so you're not going to burn. I like that. It just, everything about it, I really, really enjoy it. And like I said at the beginning, on healthcabin.net, they have this on their website for $65.90. And don't forget, if you go over there and you purchase anything over $29.99, you get free shipping. And if you use code TOM10, just like it says right there, you get an additional 10% off. Again, so you can go over there, pre-order this for right now. They have it on pre-order for $65.90. So you're talking $65.90. You're going to get the free shipping and all their stuff that I've always gotten. I've always gotten within a week's time, 10 days max. So, got, you know, and like I said, they've always treated me well, and everything I've purchased from them, like I said, within 10 days, I've always gotten it. Great customer service, and anytime I've had any issues whatsoever. And the only other thing, like I said, I really can't say anything about is the TFR, because I really don't know much about it, so I can't give you any informed information onto it other than what I've given you already. I know it works onto that. I just don't have, I have not played in the TFR to play enough into it. The TCR I can understand, and I can do my own settings onto it, but the TFR I really can't. So again, the name of the company where I got this from was healthcabin.net, www.healthcabin.net. Their link will be down below, and their Facebook. Definitely go check it out. And like I said, overall, I really like this mod here. And, you know, it does come either the red and black or black and red. So there's not really a lot of choices, but it's still a nice, sexy mod. And other than the battery rattling around, if the battery wasn't rattling, you wouldn't get no rattles. It's a plus right across the board. That's going to do it for tonight, folks. So until the next time, keep vaping.